We've got Rizal Laskar on the phone line with us from Islamabad. He's the PTI correspondent in Islamabad. Rizal, thanks for speaking to Headlines today. The latest that you know about what's happening, Rizal. Rizal, can you hear me? Okay, we've lost that phone link in just a moment. Let's just listen in now to these pictures that we're getting in from our Pakistani affiliates for just a moment, and then we're going to get the word from Gaurav. And it suggests precisely what Pakistani journalists have been saying on Headlines today, that the situation is actually perhaps spiraling out of control. The intensity of the defense by the Pakistani state hasn't reached a level where the thousands of people who've gathered outside the diplomatic enclave. Gaurav Sawant is still with us. Gaurav, the pictures are shouting out that this is a situation that is steadily getting from bad to worse. Several establishments have been set on fire. There is smoke everywhere. There are police personnel, but there's nothing being done, at least visually from here, that these people actually stop and decide to go back.
No, because they've succeeded in breaching the main security cordon of the diplomatic red zone, the protesters are enthused to move in even further. They're fighting pitched battles with the police. The Rangers, for some reason, according to reports that are coming in from Islamabad, the Rangers are not retaliating, and the 101 Brigade of the Pakistan Army, now all eyes on the 101 Brigade. Now the 101 Brigade, from what news reports in Pakistan seem to indicate, is securing the inner core zone before it starts moving out towards these protesters. But you're absolutely right. In case these protesters are not engaged immediately after nightfall, it would be more difficult to engage these protesters. They're fighting pitched battles. Even if they retreat for a moment, there's a renewed attack that these protesters make at the police. The same tear gas shells are lobbed back at the police, forcing the police to disperse, and that's when the protesters move in even further. But fortunately, at least initial reports seem to indicate that the protesters are not using small arms or automatic weapons at the security forces, because that would completely change the dynamics of these protests, and that would mean serious engagement. But the flags, that you see there, the Jamaat-ud-Dawa, a banned terrorist group that is leading these protests, so that's a major important part of these protests, is again a serious cause for concern. Shiv, they've burned down several police pickets in the diplomatic red zone. They seem to be moving forward, and they need to be contained before nightfall, because post night, after sundown, containing them would become all the more difficult.
Yes.